Welcome to Inclusive Plug powered by RECONOMY. I'm Sabin, your host. In this episode, we are joined by a distinguished panel to discuss the transformative role of digital technologies in advancing sustainable agriculture and green economic development. Our guests include Mihran Sahakyan, co-founder and chief technology officer at SkyAgro, Bojan Kolundzija, team leader of the OPTIM project in Moldova, a project of the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation implemented by Helvetas, and Alla Hovhannissyan, project manager at the Strategic Development Agency responsible for one of RECONOMY's projects focusing on digitizing sectors for competitiveness. Strategic Development Agency is a partner of Helvetas in the framework of RECONOMY. Let's dive into how the future of agriculture is shaped through technology. Bojan, if I may start with you, could you share some insights into how the OPTIM project in Moldova has collaborated with digital solutions in agriculture? What was the objective?
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm going to start with repeating something that you said, and this is something that is common for Moldova, but also for OPTIM project, and its transformation. Moldova is in a state when it goes through transformation at so many levels, and agriculture is also one of the sectors where this transformation is needed. Our project was working on identifying those digital solutions for agriculture that would secure much faster leap to the future and allow Moldovan agriculture to improve its efficiency, effectiveness, and competitiveness while ensuring scale and affordability. Now, what's behind all these nice jargon words? It's really about finding those solutions that are applicable and affordable for farmers in Moldova and that will take them to a next stage. The best thing to describe is to offer one example, and this is something that OPTIM is working on for quite some time now, and that's digital farm systems. We have tested a number of them, and the ones that we continue working have proven that they allow farmers to make informed and timely decisions related to farm performance, improved resilience, and also what is very important, it's about decreased and targeted usage of input supplies. And currently what we are adding and where we're putting a lot of focus is how we can use the systems in certification process. These systems combine a number of features that allow to monitor a number of weather elements, but also the outputs of the farm in terms of nitrogen, humidity, temperature, soil moisture. It can monitor diseases, it can monitor insects, and a number of other features that I will spare you for this occasion. But combination of these provide you with a very good insight of how your farm is doing and what is necessary to be done. So the decision you're making is fully informed and it's in real time. So far we have been quite successful, and we have seen from something that started as a pilot that it scaled across a number of farms, and there is a growing interest in Moldova, but also in other countries as well. And beyond just improving the farm performance, what we are realizing is that farm management systems offer themselves as a knowledge platforms because they gather vast amount of data whose analysis allows for lots of knowledge, lots of learning, establishing trends, and over a period of time, better understanding of the climate change, which is becoming quite prominent feature in Moldova as well.
Thank you very much, Bojan. And Mihran, can you share with us the story behind SkyAgro and What motivated you to venture into this field?
Uh, what motivated me were the drones. The idea that drones are faster and they can do, they can earn more money, a lot of money. We call them, sometimes we call these agro drones money printing machines. They are not really working very good so far, but we are learning how to use them. But with drones, it came to me. I understood the understanding came that these drones are like a tool, a part of the whole thing. And the big thing is the digitalization, is uh, the system, the digital agriculture system that we are trying to implement in Armenia, iFarms, and this year is about implementing digital agriculture for all our clients. We, as a service provider doing plant care with drones, we work with a lot of farmers, and we are able to kind of not force, but to easily bring them into the digital agriculture. The way we do it is we have an digital agronomist who is getting in touch with farmers and doing the job for them. Because I'm always telling this story that a farmer is like a factory that produces food. And in Armenia, at least, and in many other countries, these farmers, they produce food. They do a very complex technological process without having any digital solutions to keep history, to keep track of what have they done, what are they planning to do. And we are expecting these people to succeed. It's impossible. This is why they fail in so many places. There is no planning. There is no historical data to take actions based on. This is called traditional farming. Yeah, when you just somehow grow something, and we want to change this. And this is like one of the main things SkyAgro will be doing in Armenia this year. And we are starting, we have already the team in Georgia, and we are like MVPing this expansion using the same technologies. We use the same systems here in Georgia, and we use the same data about chemicals that we use, about their effectiveness, etc. So these drones, they brought me into this digital precise agriculture world, and I understood that this is why in Armenia, for example, it was impossible to do precise agriculture because the drones were not here. If you don't have drones, you can't do precise agriculture because, and you have only like old Soviet era tractors.
Exactly. Right.
So this is these are the most important things, and we are now SkyAgro is now pushing forward a few projects to bring young people into digital agriculture. I have planned a small course with 13 kids from Munk Techno schools in Armenia. We do only one thing: we teach them how to use digital agriculture solutions, and we have. There is a very important. There's such a initiative called Re-Armenia running in Armenia. We do crowdfunding to take the idea is to take 35 very innovative and STEM kids with very innovative and STEM oriented mindset, teach them to digital agriculture, to drones, and bring them to agriculture. Bring them to agrarian university. So if you want to join the course, which is crowdfunded by the people, then you learn and you go to agriculture. We decided that this year we will have 35 very strong kids joining agrarian university of Armenia, and the project is almost ready and will be launched like in few days. We'll see. So this will be like big change, I believe, in digitalization. And there was one more thing I want to share as a good example how this can be done. In Armenia, there is Gagarin project. This project is doing fully organic farming. So they have about 200 hectares fully organic. No single chemical can be used. And even if the crops, the yield is lost, we are testing things. And we have agreement now. We will be implementing this digital agriculture system for Gagarin for all the farms to keep track and to understand how this planning and digital agriculture can bring change for them.
Really good, Mihran. Very
Wait for
interesting.
the question.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I'll come back to you again, actually. Alla, could you explain RECONOMY's overarching goals in agricultural development? Like, how does SkyAgro's work align with and contribute to these goals?
Yes, thank you, Sabin. Actually, as you said, I'm responsible for the managing the project, which is called Digitizing Sectors for Competitiveness, and it's a regional program of RECONOMY focusing on countries of Eastern Partnership and putting focus on digitizing agriculture, tourism, and manufacturing sectors. And the main strategic goal is to empower ICTs and SMEs to come to a dialogue and to so that ICTs can provide better services to SMEs to digitize them. And here, when we look at this from this prism, the RECONOMY's project, this project is focusing on main work streams. It's interventions. It's first is the fostering digital transformation through creating networking and collaborations between the market actors in the sectors that we are talking about. On the not only on the local level, but on the regional level, since again the RECONOMY is a regional project. And so to create this dialogue between ICT and SMEs, so that SMEs can understand what ICTs are doing, they can indicate their needs. The ICT seeing this and understanding these needs can bring a better product, better customized product to SMEs. The second work stream is supporting ICT providers to develop, test, and promote and expand their digital solutions to bring them closer to the small and medium enterprises. And the third one is to stimulate, actually not make, but to stimulate small and medium enterprises to adopt these digital solutions, to make them more productive in this way, to bring them closer to the modern world. So as Mihran says, there is no precise agriculture without drones. So the technology is very important here. So again, when we were doing just a small historical excursus, and we're doing the research in the agricultural sector in the target countries of RECONOMY, we saw several challenges, common challenges for all the farming enterprises in Armenia, in Moldova, in Georgia, and I'm sure that's also applicable to Ukraine and Azerbaijan. Actually, that there are conservative approaches. First challenge is that the conservative approaches towards agriculture practices. They are still applying this, as Mihran says. They are using tractors and other old equipment, and this is because actually mostly older generation is involved in agriculture sector in all these countries, and they are mostly reluctant to use modern technologies and digital solutions, and they still use this my father and my grandfather did it this way philosophy, like
Right.
yeah, so they were doing this was they were succeeding, they were doing this for ages, so why should I change something? And this is really a challenge to overcome the mentality, to change the mentality. The second challenge is lack of information, actually, of these farmers. What solutions there exist in the world and in the country that they can use to effectively produce their agriculture products with less resources used, right? So these are the main challenges. And getting back to your question about SkyAgro, actually, it's as a leading and the only, actually, at this moment, right, Mihran, startup dedicated to precision agriculture services and products. It is the RECONOMY program sees it a good solution to bring this technology or green technology to rural producers to boost their effectiveness. And also to, as Mihran told, to bring youth to the sector, which is actually coming back to this challenge issue, is also one of the big problems in all the countries, that the youth is migrating from the rural areas. They do not want to stay in their homes. They do not see agriculture as a potential income source. So they rather go to urban parts, they go outside of the countries to seek other job opportunities, they go for construction, they go for IT sector. Let's say Moldova, the young people are more oriented for IT sector. So they go for anything that brings more, as they think, brings more income to them in the future. But this is also a challenge because we need them to stay. Otherwise, in some time, some very short time, there will nobody working in agriculture sector at all. I mean, the old people will just resign or die, and will stay with no one working there. So the goal is to bring to make youth more interested in agriculture, and as we see, they are more open-minded, they are more open to using technologies, to the fast changes in the world. So this is really could be a good driving force to bring youth and to make them interested to use this, to bring closer the technology to rural producing, rural agriculture producing. And for example, this SkyAgro's young drone operators education program is really tackling the goal very perfectly at this moment.
No, thank you very much, Alla. Especially what you said, the youth try to find opportunities beyond the fields, right? And yeah, and Mihran, so based on what Alla has just presented about RECONOMY, how do you see SkyAgro in RECONOMY, and what are the long-term goals of SkyAgro?
Long-term goals are like the most, to bring young people and women. It's easier to bring young people and women to digital agriculture. Like, we can't expect from farmer to do this computer stuff. It's too hard for them. But our marketing campaign, for example, this year will be very much oriented to invite women and kids of the farmers to help their fathers and husbands to do digital agriculture. They have some time, they have interest, etc. So this will be one of the main things that SkyAgro will push forward. And on the long term, what we're trying to do is to build lots of franchises of SkyAgro all around the globe, who share the same agricultural intelligence. We call it agricultural intelligence, short AI, but another way of it. So these are companies, and
I like the
opening SkyAgro Georgia was a very interesting MVP when the team there was asking questions: we have all the answers. We know how to speak with farmers. They ask like, how do we treat this kind of trees or this kind of plants? We have all the answers because SkyAgro has done like almost all the types of crops in Armenia. We have done about 5,000 hectares of crop dusting around Armenia, different regions, different places, different people, and we have gathered this data. And now the team, we have like the SkyAgro, and there's a SkyAgro cloud on the top of it. So this cloud is where we store all the digital data and best practices. And right now there's a team. One person is we are working on creating, on documenting all this data, to have one document where all the best practices are provided, how to treat crops and trees with drones, what chemicals to use, what is the efficiency, etc., etc. We believe that this kind of data is like the most crucial to have proper agriculture. To have in Armenia the average revenue of 1 hectare is $10,000 by the numbers from government. And 2 days ago, I was speaking with one of the biggest influencers in at least Facebook agriculture, Haik Melkonyan. He has like 20,000 people in his group. Mostly innovative, like farmers who keep in touch. And he was like, he was my guest, and he was surprised by this iPhone solution, what we can do, how we can monitor the health, and how this shared knowledge can, be beneficial to everyone. Yeah, the main thing that there is a group of people. Part of the team is doing the hard work, the tractor work in the field. This is very important. This is how we prove that our solutions work, that we are not just, figures and numbers on the paper. We take the real data from the fields. But on the top of it, what SkyAgro is doing is building this agricultural intelligence and scaling. We have very interesting scaling model where we can launch a copy of SkyAgro in like 1 month in any country, and it costs about $100,000 for the basic launch, up to 200,000 for the bigger launch, where with all these educational programs, etc., etc. We are able to run the same educational program with very interesting people who know how to promote it, etc., in any country. Again, this brings change to any country where we, copy or duplicate our knowledge and way of doing agriculture.
Thank you very much, Mihran. And considering the importance of sustainable agriculture, how does SkyAgro, through its practices and technologies, contribute to environmental sustainability? Like, can you elaborate on the role of technology in enhancing these practices?
Yeah, we easily cut down chemical usage twice. I always bring this example, mostly on the bottles of chemicals. We have these figures like for specific disease, you need to use 0.8 liters to 1.2 liters of this liquid. Yeah. In Armenia, at least, people use the maximum and a bit more just to be sure that if they do an application with the tractor, it will work. We stick to the lowest, and this is already like 30 to 40%. If the farmer has big enough farm where we can do prescription map-based crop dusting, this is when you differentiate the parts of the field where you need more chemicals and where you need less chemicals. This cuts down another 10 to 20%, and we have 50% chemical usage, less chemical usage. Even for Armenia, it's huge numbers because, like, we have done 5,000 hectares, for example. Okay, 4,500 to be more specific. Each crop dusting used at least 1 liter of chemicals, 1 liter of chemicals. So that's about half ton of chemicals we use like less than we could use, and it's only like we are starting and we are testing this technology. How, like, it's big numbers what we do, and with these drones we allow farmers to grow more because we don't damage the fields, and we allow them to grow higher trees or use the space between the trees, or farmers who work with us usually don't want to see tractor in the fields anymore. uh, like, this is one of the, we usually hear this and we hear why we didn't know about your solutions before. This is one of the main things that farmers tell us. Why do you don't promote good enough so that we would start earlier? This is the change we bring.
Interesting. No, thank you very much, Mihran. Back to you, Bojan. Following up on what you have previously said, what was the impact on local communities and agriculture in Moldova, and how has it affected local farming practices or food production?
Yes. Before replying to a question, I feel that I should defend the older generation because they're still the core of agriculture, and they're not that resistant to new solutions. As somebody who was involved in agriculture, what I learned is that farmers are managing so many risks and very much exposed and vulnerable. And we have to accept that they need to be convinced first before they adopt new things. And this is exactly the fact on which OPTIM was playing on. And by promoting new solutions and now allowing a large number of farmers to really come and see and be convinced of the difference that solutions are making, and then start adaptation with support. Going back to your question is, we have seen a number of changes. If I'm to group them, one would be about fortification and diversification of food production. Also the solutions allowed for better management and understanding of the risks, thus being more perceptive to apply them. And then we have seen much larger scale of replication once the people were convinced, that led to scale. In turn, this open possibilities to start treating agriculture as an opportunity for profitable business. And this is where we are seeing a lot of success and changing the mind frame, which is probably the hardest thing to do. Another one is another layer of impact, if you will, is about connecting diverse sectors. Just by the fact that farmers like to be convinced, and they're working in groups, and word of mouth is one of the most powerful tools that we have. We have been bringing farmers together, but also tech providers, representative of government institutions, traders. And instead of treating solutions in isolation, we were looking at how we can present them as a part of the ecosystem. And that worked really, really well for us, because we have seen not just the adaptation of the digital solutions we have been promoting, but also establishing of new relations, new linkages, new business opportunities, and to our great satisfaction, new cooperation models. I will use one example that is super relevant for these conversations. I farm stamps for Moldova. And our partner is also working with SkyAgro. And we are very happy that it's not just about local communities in Moldova, there are local communities in the region. And this is something that we are very happy about, and that we are very, very supportive. And we also tackled the paradigm of projects working in isolation. So thanks to cooperation between OPTIM and RECONOMY, we made this happen. by facilitation and offering, not by insisting. And we let the demand and supply do its trick. And super happy to hear Mihran experiences and how this is working out. And finally, it's really about inspiration. It's about motivation, and OPTIM stands for optimism in these gloomy times. And this is
like
what
the
gives
name.
us a lot of hope that we will do much more of this in the future and expand to other countries and work together.
Thank you very much, Bojan. Very much appreciated. Alla, back to you. Regarding SkyAgro's plans to take up the digital solution that was applied in Moldova into Armenia, what kind of impact do you anticipate from this expansion regarding job creation, economic opportunities, or food security?
Yes, as actually Mihran already told, the first goal is to bring youth and women to agriculture sector, to make them more interested in this agricultural technological world, and to make them to create more income for them. So in RECONOMY, in terms of impacting digitalization in agriculture sector in Armenia, is within this intervention with SkyAgro, we actually support the company to develop and execute a marketing and PR strategy aiming to increase the awareness among the farmers, rural producers about SkyAgro services, about the benefits they can get. So as a result, we see that, so to go into some figures, what we discussed with SkyAgro before we started this project with them is that we foresee that about 1,200 farmers will invest in digital services of SkyAgro in coming years, and maybe even more, since SkyAgro has a very ambitious plans, as we see, and also to expand its services outside of Armenia to Georgia and Moldova, etc. And also we expect that the more than about 700 women and youth will end with additional income and job opportunities in this sector. And as I explained earlier, we also see that the goal is that the youth stays in the rural areas, so that the migration actually is reduced. And this is actually what impact we foresee. And also, of course, as Mihran said previously, is we see that as SkyAgro services that they fully fit into going green philosophy. So this is also one of the goals of RECONOMY, that we see that the impact will be there very soon.
Thank you very much, Alla. And finally, is RECONOMY planning to facilitate knowledge sharing and regional collaboration, particularly in the Eastern Partnership region, to maximize the impact of agricultural initiatives like those undertaken by SkyAgro?
Yes, actually, the core of RECONOMY is it is a regional program. It's using the knowledge and the practices that succeed on a local level or a regional level to encourage the sharing of this knowledge, experiences, and actually the business models that work good in one country, to share it between the RECONOMY other countries. And for this, it is very important to choose such business models that can and solutions that may be expanded and replicated beyond the national levels, the national borders, through regional collaborations. And Bojan already mentioned one that we already have in place, is the collaboration between SkyAgro and iFarms, Moldovan iFarms, which actually came up during the meetings, networking meetings that RECONOMY program for foresee in the past, last summer. So they got together and they saw each other and they decided that they will go together. Like it was there was no wedding ceremony yet, but but we look forward to it. And this is actually our the goal of our first intervention, first direction is to creating this kind of networks and collaborations on creating opportunities for regional projects and sharing experiences between different market actors in different countries, and so that we can integrate more farmers, more agricultural actors in the ecosystem, as Bojan also told. So this is the main goal of RECONOMY, this regional sharing and regional collaboration.
Thank you very much, Bojan, Alla, and Mihran, for your insightful contributions in this episode. It's clear that digitalization in agriculture not only enhances productivity, but also paves the way for sustainable practices. Looking forward to the impact on green economic development. Until next time, keep pushing the boundaries of innovation for a more inclusive and greener future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.